Hello and welcome to the review of the Wurkkos HD16. This flashlight, headlamp flashlight slash work light, multifunctional light, has very quickly become my favorite headlamp slash work light. Due to various factors, I think this is very well thought out. What's even better is that it is available at a crazy affordable price. There are now currently sales ongoing, and they will probably last through the Christmas and New Year's period. But on top of that, Murphy at Wurkkos actually gave me a 20% discount that would work in conjunction and on top of the existing ongoing sales and discounts. But he did tell me that it would last until the 17th, and I doubt that I'll be able to upload this until the 17th of November. So if I do get an updated link, and hopefully Murphy can provide that, I will make sure to put that in the description. But for now, you will have the product linked where you can get the flashlight directly from Wurkkos. So what we get in the box, obviously we get an instruction manual, we get a good quality USB-C charging cable, we get two, not one, but two spare O-rings, and this comes apart only on one side, on this side, not the other. So you would actually, if you were to replace an O-ring, you would be replacing only one here, so you have two extra. When this comes, initially there will be this insulator on top of the battery that you need to remove to make contact. And I have to say, the threads, the machining design is done to a very pleasant and high quality standard, and especially as I said, for the price range, I don't know a competitor that offers this, especially when you will see the night shots. This thing, if you didn't know that it was a headlamp, I mean, the spotlight on it is so good. The floodlight is also very good. The output is very good. So long story short, I'm very impressed. It has, let me quickly run through the features. USB-C charging. We do have the silicone cover to protect it from water and dust. So we have a clip that is reversible, so we can put it on either side, which I like a lot actually. So that adds to the versatility. And then we have a clickable and rotatable rotary e-switch, they call it, rotary e-switch. We have 2000 lumens max output on the spotlight and 1800 lumen output on the floodlight. And combined spot and floodlight give out 2500 lumens. I'm just reading out from here. And a red has 130 lumens. It's telling us the beam distance is 297. And I've tested it up to about 200 meters, and I mean it's beating some tactical flashlights. I won't mention any names, but it's doing better than, as I said, many other competitors that claim same lumen output. So the other cool thing about it is the intuitive UI. So we just click to turn it on, and then you rotate to change between your floodlight and spotlight, or both at the same time. So and in order to change the intensity output, you just press down and hold, and it goes down and up. So as you can see, Now we only have the floodlight. If I rotate, it will come onto both, somewhere in the middle of the rotation, but this is non-stop 360 either way. Very good level of resistance, some clickiness to it as well. I will bring this to the microphone so you can hear. So it's like a fidget toy as well. So here we have two, and then if I continue rotating, it will go to the spotlight. And as I said, this spotlight, despite the form factor, this spotlight actually did better than some of the tactical lights, current lights that also use the same battery, 21700 battery. Or is this actually, am I lying? Maybe 18, yeah, this is 18650, sorry. But yeah, the ones that use the same 18650 battery, 2000 lumen. But in terms of the spotlight, now I've already had this for about 2 weeks, and I do like to test products before I review, before I shoot the review, for a couple of days, different scenarios, so that I kind of know what I'm talking about and I'm not just going by paper. And I was doing some, if you can see some white little dots there, that's concrete. I was doing some masonry work outside and couldn't finish during daylight, and I needed a headlamp, not an unusual thing for me. I do have, for years I've had headlamps, and this night core, for example, that I frequently used, this is NU32, frequently used outside during work, and I don't know, I've probably had about 10 headlamps overall. None of them come close to this in terms of performance, in terms of versatility. What also makes it great, and I haven't even gone through the features. It's very pleasant when you see sometimes that company has put their work and time into designing a product, probably tested it, gotten feedback, etc., etc., and finalized on a good product. Again, especially very affordable pricing. Now, if I'm exaggerating anything, if there are other flashlights that can do similar things on the market within the same price range that compare to this, please do engage in the comment section and do let me know, because I'm not paid by Wurkkos. They just sent a free product for me to review. I'm not obliged, and trust me, I mean, if you see my other reviews, I'm a very critical person. I am very impressed by Wurkkos products, the ones that I have so far gotten, which is the HD01, this flat light, EDC light, multifunctional, RGB, laser, white light, and this headlamp. Now I selected these two products, and Wurkkos makes a variety of products, a variety of flashlights. The ones that I was initially interested in, I selected, and now that I've seen the quality of them, I'll be requesting more of their products to get in for review, and I will share my thoughts with you guys. So the other thing that I was driving to in terms of good work and design is this strap, the stretchy strap, and I will come to this. As I said, I've had a few headlamps in my time, and some are bulky, some are heavy, this one, for example, it's a Petzl, I don't know, like a $70 flashlight. I do have it on a night core because the Petzl actually gave out, it died. Expensive battery, proprietary battery inside, blah blah. But I used their strap because this strap was slightly better than the night core. So when I mean better, when you use a head lamp, these things get sweaty, dusty, muddy, concrete on them, and sometimes you do need to take this off and wash it. And I've washed this, and you can see some deformation on it, but not as bad as the original one that the night core had. So The band basically was useless after only one wash on the night core, so I switched it up, and on the petzl the light itself died on me. So did a little Frankenstein here. This is perfectly usable light now. Anyway, what I like about this is these perforations, the strength. They've actually selected a good material to work with. The other thing I like also is this top strap, additional support strap, because this really, I mean, it's not a light headlamp. It would probably be on the medium range. I mean, there's plenty much heavier headlamps, but definitely it's not a light headlamp like this one, or like this one, for example, or you know, even lighter, like with a clip. So to support that, we do have a very nice, well thought out, well designed strap. Initially, and you can see all that concrete dust here, initially I was disappointed to receive this, because you know, I thought, oh, rubber, this is gonna be flimsy. It's not a light headlamp, so it'll probably move around, etc., etc. But I was very pleasantly surprised. It actually has a lot of cushioning because it is a rubber. It has plenty of retention because it retains from both of these points around these areas. So if I take the clip off, which is not going to be easy, I'm guessing. Okay, so it grips around these areas, and it's quite sturdy. And the thing is, it has infinite adjustability. You're not limited by, you know, 120 or 170 degree of rotation, blah blah blah. You can basically rotate what that would, well, I guess you are limited because you wouldn't be rotating past 180, but yeah, you can rotate 180. As I said, because this is rubber and not plastic and not hard, it contours around your forehead quite nicely, doesn't get you tired. Very well thought out headband. Now, Murphy, as I said, I was working masonry outside, building something in my yard here, and I was cutting some rebar, and a spark from the angle grinder flew off and landed on here. And as you know, that's red metal, and it melted this because it's synthetic. Obviously, it's rubber, synthetic. So it melted, and as you can see, it melted it so bad, right? Probably more than 50% of it destroyed, and it is still fully functional. This is amazing. So I'm very impressed. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. You can easily think that this package costs, say, if it was some sort of well-marketed, well-established brand name, put it like $80, I don't know, $90, and you could sell it, because it is performing way better than many other flashlights within the mentioned price range. Okay, let's get to the functions, right? So here, as you can see, we have one spring and we have two springs inside as well, as you can see. So it is dual spring. That's very good. We have a very strong clip, and I'm using it on a clip now. Murphy, please, I know that you'll see this video, please do send me a replacement of this, because I do want to keep this light and use it for a long time. I mean, I don't know how long that will last, but it is, for now, it is working. Okay, let's get into the functions. There we go. We have 5 lumen for low. For the spot and floodlight, we also have 1 lumen moonlight mode. We have 5 lumens for low, and then it goes up to all the way to 2000 lumens for the spotlight and 1800 lumen for the floodlight. And you'll be able to see in the night shot videos how it performs and how it compares to some other flashlights. So we have here the outside shots of the Wurkkos HD16. We do have two separate lenses, one dedicated to this spotlight, as you can see, and the other one is a floodlight. On both, we're operating with one rotatable switch / button. So the rotation, what that does is it switches between spotlight and floodlight, as you can see here. And if I click onto the button, so let's say I'm into the floodlight mode, I push the button, it goes down to its lowest setting, and then if I push again, it goes up, ramps up to the maximum setting, which at the floodlight is 1800 lumens. If I now change that, switch it by rotating that button, that's 2000 lumens for the spotlight. This is an extremely impressive spotlight for the fact that it is a headlamp size. Again, now the floodlight is in the maximum illumination mode, which is 1800 lumen, and it is giving me almost a workable 100-meter distance, beam distance. Spotlight beam distance should have 124 meters, so I guess I can comfortably see in about, say, 90 meters. It does illuminate farther than that, though. It does also claim almost 300 meters for the spotlight, 297 to be exact. So let's see. I can comfortably see 150 meters, no problem. That's as far as I have here, but I could probably see as far as 200 meters. Remember, we're talking about a headlight that has this cool function of the operating button, and also the color temperature is quite nice. It is somewhere in the middle on the warmth scale. Also, if I rotate it like so, right now I have both the floodlight and see it turns on and off. So right now I have the floodlight and the spotlight on simultaneously. So it is on, as you can see, but I've stepped it down. You press the button again and it ramps back up. And I guess I can't give you middle modes. I can give you the 5 lumen for spotlight and 2 lumen for the red light, which I'll come to now. Besides these two functions, it does have a red light also. It also has a proximity sensor, so let's check that out. Let me make sure it is on the maximum mode. So now it should be 1800 lumens. So double clicking in the on position gives us the turbo mode. Double click, yeah. So whether you're in the floodlight or the spotlight mode, double clicking does take you to the max output setting. And if we triple click, we go to the red light. Now what's cool about the red light is you can also change the intensity, as you can see, so you can turn it down and up. So as you can see, you can also change the intensity on the red light with that rotating switch. So the flashlight also has a memory function where it will turn back on the mode that you turned it off on. So I did turn it off on the red light. That's chupacabra from the forest. Guess you can hear it. So yeah, you can turn it back on the red light if that is what you turned it off on. So if I now turn on the 2000 1800, is the Sofirn IF24 Pro. Guess it's a decent comparison. This is 1800 lumens with the IF24 Pro, which actually performed in terms of illumination and candela count, did better than the IF24. And this Wurkkos HD16 compares very competitively. It is a cooler tone of color, but amazing. HD16, very impressive illumination. I can see all the way out there. It does claim 300 meters too, so I don't know about 300, but 200 for sure. Throughout the operation, the headlight did get warm, but not hot. And I had it on high setting most of the time, so very impressive for the size factor, and very intuitive, very user-friendly. We get the combination of floodlight and spotlight. We have single use, dedicated functions. We have strobe, we have red light, we have red light strobe, so, and a memory function and a proximity sensor at a crazy price. Very impressive, Wurkkos. Keep this up. If I hold down, it gives me that moonlight mode, but because it was locked. Now, as I've already shown you, you can change in between that. Then we go to the red light, and what's very interesting is, so on the red light we have 1 lumen as the minimum, then 2 lumen low, and going all the way up to 130 lumen. And for a red light, 130 lumen is rather strong, and this varying strength function, and I'll try to demonstrate here on my hand, when you switch to the red light, this is what happens, right? So you can actually increase and decrease the output level by rotating this. It'd be interesting to have the same function on the floodlight and the spotlight, but then how do you rotate between them, right? So we also have this flashing red light, and that also, as you can see, increases and decreases. I think that's really cool. You can also do that by holding down. So you hold down, it goes down and stops, and then if you hold down again, it goes all the way up. Now, one thing that I do want to mention, I would prefer workers to have on this light is the speed of ramping up and down. I think that it's a bit too fast. I would have liked it to be a little bit slower, because that would allow for your eyes to adjust. Remember, we're working out in the night time, and it ramps up, so that's cool. It has the memory mode also for the red light, so wherever you are and whatever intensity. So let's bring it down. It was up, so bring it down, turn it off. If I turn it back on, it should come off on low, come on low. So I mean, very intuitive UI. I'm very impressed. Good thinking, Wurkkos. So double click gives you the turbo mode. Well, the 130 lumen. So double clicking takes you there. Then the flashing, if you hold down, as I said, it goes down and goes up. And this ramping up and down works both for red and white lights. So triple click to switch between red and white light. And here, as I said, right, the speed of ramping up and down, so that's max. And then yeah, sometimes that's another thing that I've noticed, is sometimes it doesn't want to listen to you, right? So I'm clicking down and holding, it should ramp down. Sometimes okay, now it did it. I don't know, sometimes I've noticed that it didn't react. So let's do it on the floodlight. Hold down, goes up to the max, and then hold down again. See, okay, now it came all the way down. I think it should do it a bit slower, ramping up and down. What else? So we also have a proximity sensor, and I will demonstrate that now. I've tested it and it works quite well. So let's take it to the spotlight. So right now, 1, 2, yeah, that's maximum output, right? And I can feel the warmth on my hand. Now it's getting hot, but if I bring it close, oh, it's burning my hand. Proximity sensor I tested and it was working. Okay, I have overclicked. So if you click it 4 times, you turn it off and on, that proximity sensor, and you better have it on, because the output is very strong on the light and it literally burns my hand, and it will probably burn fabric as well. So ramp it up, or actually turbo mode it. Okay, so that's our 2000 lumens, and if I bring it close in, you saw that it steps down immediately. So bring it back out, it ramps up to turbo, bring it in, yeah, it stepped down again. So there we go. We also have the proximity sensor. We have impact resistance of 1 meters. Here, I'll have you read this with me. Impact resistance of 1 meters, IP water resistance of 66. Here you see that on the spotlight we have a spot and flood of 333 hours on the moonlight mode, and then low 88 hours, and on the max output 2.5 hours. You can look at the numbers, etc. yourself, but I don't think that trust me, I do research on any product that I like, especially if I'm requesting it from a company. I will go ahead and do my research and look at some alternatives and the competition on the market. I am not aware. So currently you should be able to get this headlight for around $30. $30 to $35, and if I'm able to hook you up with a 20% discount, even less will be your final damage to your wallet. So I think this is an amazing headlamp. This is a definite keeper, and I'm looking forward to what Wurkkos has to offer in the future. Thank you and have a good one.